What is happening, Dolphins fans? Welcome to another episode of the Fins Tailgate with your host, El Capitan. Well, tonight I really wasn't sure I was going to do a show. And I have a couple of ideas that I have, working things through. And I could have half-assed put one of them together and, done a entertainment program. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've come accustomed to seeing me put on the show, right? Go do some diligence, get some information, disseminate, give my opinions with facts that I have presented. Stuff like that. And I like doing that. It's hard work, but I enjoy it. And but today I was able to catch a little bit of Spaces today. And, I don't get to listen to Spaces as much as I used to because, my new job and, stuff like that. It's just, I'm not a dumbass, right? Like, I got to work. I got a new job. I'm trying to focus and, do good at it and, be a good employee and stuff. So I don't get to listen to the Spaces as much as I used to. And I certainly don't get to partake as much as I'd like to. And I appreciate the people that are out there on other platforms, not just YouTube. I love that everybody does the stuff on YouTube as well. But I also want to shout out the people on X, holding down Spaces. I know Dre been doing some, and, I know Batman does some. The homie Lou, a.k.a. the Rabid Dolphin, he's constantly, colors in and around there sometimes. But, the gentlemen of the fan base and, the TFTG family and representatives, Crypto, KP, the lot of the gang, doing a great job just, being involved in the community. And it's something that I am happy about, and I'm proud that they represent us at the TFTG in this manner. Anyhow, got off on a tangent there. But today, a conversation I was listening to, one that was happening recently, one I've heard before, and one that's kind of still going on right now and shall continue to go on. And, this was a good one. And this was a topic that I've been talking about off and on for a little bit. And listening, understanding, observing. And, I learned just as much from everyone else as I know they learn from me, right? And that's what I love about this community. It's what I love about everyone partaking. It's a good thing and all that stuff. But there's some looming questions. And about this organization, about this team. Is this team soft? Does it have issues? Does it have leadership? And we're going to get in to a lot of this. And I've got a soliloquy here that I plan to crack this nut and really take the gloves off. This is an audible show for me. I have ideas and I have premises and I've put together information. I put them together, but this is straight up raw dog Capitan. I'm finna raw dog you motherfuckers right now. We're gonna have a baby when I'm done with you. You're gonna be calling me daddy when I'm done. Raw dogging the whole audience right now. Hit the like button, everybody, please, on your way in. Make sure you guys are sharing the video. Tell everybody about it. Subscribe if you're new. And we're going to get right into it.
Turner Yell makes the stop in the secondary for Denver. 1st and 10. The fake. Good. Block in there, and down it goes. Caught at the 30. This is the dynamic Hill. He's in for 6. Tyreek Hill Touchdown!
Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be f***ing sour, take a cold shower, scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder, and f*** all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down, I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm f***ed off at these f***ing clowns, who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it.
Yes. Another episode of the Fins Tailgate with your host, El Capitan, and I plan to get down and dirty. I plan to really get into some stuff. And a lot of people aren't going to like this. A lot of people are not going to like to hear what I got to say. But I got to stay true to thyself here. And it is what it is. Because I'm going to go through this. I mean, dude, I've got an absolute novel written down here. And I typically don't do it like that. I like to be a little bit more whimming, you know? I'll have the information, and like I said, and I'll give stuff. But as far as writing down my own true thoughts and then doing it, because I was on such a tirade rant earlier and I couldn't get it out, that I had to put it down before I lost it, because this is too much, man. It's too much. Hit the like button, everybody, please. So, are the Miami Dolphins soft? Is this team soft? Is this organization soft? How about this question? Question I heard a lot today. Do they have dogs? If they do, who are the dogs? Who are the dogs? And you know what? When you hear that term dog, right? You know, we know exactly what you're talking about, right? The Deion Sanders dog. Right? And I get that Deion Sanders had the flash, the trash talk, so that's easy to identify because he backed it up as well. But there's also the Emmitt Smith dog, a guy that was relatively always quiet, never chirped, wasn't even big with the interview type side. But I'll be damned if that son of a bitch on the field wasn't a dog, wasn't throwing a team on his back. Michael Irvin. Motherfucker's still a dog. A lot of these, Dan Marino, still a dog. The guy literally will go on TV and be like, yeah, I'll throw for 6,500 yards right now in the NFL. And everybody's like, well, you know, nobody would dare say, Dan, you couldn't. Dan, they'd be like, everybody's like, well, yeah, you're fucking Dan Marino. You probably could. You know why? Because not only was he good at what he did, but he was a fucking dog too. He struck fear in the men's hearts. He struck so much fear in men's hearts that it affected their wives. Fuck, you know, guys staying awake at night, bothering their old lady. There's probably divorces just from Dan Marino's fear. You know, I mentioned it a little earlier in the beginning of the open about, you know, listening to X Spaces, and shout out to everybody doing it. And you know, one of the homies, Tony, who, you know, I see Tony, he swings through. He's Tony's a good dude. Talked to him many a times. Come on the panels, homie. He said one of the most profound things, and I feel like it fell on deaf ears, because it was the perfect embodiment in a sentence of the point I'm trying to get across to the fans. Something I've been trying to get across since the inception of this show. And he says, dogs. He goes, There's dogs on the field. There's guys that are dogs. They could take over games and stuff like that. But the guys we're talking about are the guys that play football, not to be great, not because it pays the money. They do it because they like to hit people. They like to hurt people. I'm not talking about dirty players. That's not what I mean. I'm not talking about the Vontaze Burficts, but that kind of fucking attitude. That kind of tone. When I heard Tony say it, I was like, wow, this is exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm going to break it down for you. Mostert is a dog, Aqua. But is anyone scared of him? Can't be a dog and not be afraid. When you're a dog, people are scared that you're going to bite them. It's kind of like the scorpion and the toad type of thing. Toad gives the scorpion a ride on his back over the water. Scorpion stings the toad. Now they both drowned. And, or was it? Yeah. And the toad goes, dude, what the fuck? He's like, what did you think was going to happen? I'm a scorpion. It's just like when a dog bites you, you know, you get a junkyard dog, a mean fucking dog to protect your house. You got to put it up when company comes over. When it turns back and bites you, are you that surprised? Yeah, you got to whip its ass, but that's that dog. I know a lot of you people don't know what I'm talking about. You guys kill those dogs, or, you want to fucking, snip his nuts off and make him into a bitch. That's what you do. I know you guys. I get it. And not that those dogs aren't little family dogs, but I'm talking about a fucking dog. A dog you take to win a fight. I'm talking about something for battle. There's a difference there. And a lot of you people don't know. You don't know what that is. You see that dog and you're scared. You're like, I could never have a dog like that. And you're fucking right. You couldn't have a dog like that. You know why? Because that dog would make you his bitch. That dog would make you the bitch. And with that, do the Dolphins have that dog? Are they soft? Who's to blame? Ownership? GM? Coach? Coaches? Or is it this soft-ass fan base? Soft team? Soft fan base? Chicken or the egg? Which came first? There's those of you that are okay. A lot of you that are okay with being relevant. They're the ones that you can't talk to people like that. Flores was a big meanie. And, speaking of Flores, why was Flores fired? Now, I could think of valid reasons to fire Brian Flores. Didn't tank properly and didn't get Joe Burrow. That was the whole plan. The team had all that draft capital and couldn't even trade it up to get Joe Burrow as they wanted. That's a fireable offense right there. Or how about him snitching on the Brady situation? Him using that against themselves. What up, Tony? I just shouted you out, homie. Is that okay? Him failing to put together a viable offensive coaching staff, even if it meant doing it and not using Tua, when he had other options like whomever, Fitzpatrick, he wasn't successful enough offensively to stop them from forcing him to use Tua. Fine. Couldn't build a coaching staff. All those reasons. If that's why you want to fire him, fine. I can understand that. But that's not the reason why they fired him, is it? It's certainly not the reason that they talk about today. Years later after his firing. The reason that they fired him, the reason that it was public, the part the team didn't want to say aloud, they gave all their, buzz term BS of reasons why they let him go. But the fan base and everybody's talking about up and down, from the media to the moron, which sometimes are the same. The reason they let him go was he was mean. He didn't play well with others. He didn't go along to get along. And just like the fucking junkyard dog you fucking need if you want to protect your junkyard. Just like the junkyard dog that you fans that are out there, not all of you, but the lot of you, see a dog like that and it's a mean fucking dog. And all you think is that dog either needs to be changed or killed because you can't control it, because you're not an alpha. You don't know how to earn that dog's respect. So you do what this franchise did to Brian Flores. You euthanize him. You clip the nuts first, which is what they did with the Fitzpatrick situation. They did. Clipped his nuts first. And then when the dog still resented him and bit back again, they euthanized him. And then they told you it was because he's a meanie. Didn't play well with others. They had to use I can't think of a better term for it, but they had to use this small dick energy of being the beta in a room with an alpha rather than being the follower you are born to be. And there's a lot of you followers out there. There is. You don't know what it is to be a leader, to be an alpha, or to recognize one and appreciate that it's there. You don't know how to appreciate that junkyard dog. So you commit some, white collar crime bullshit to it. You can't defeat the dog. You can't control the dog. So what do? You figure a way to either kill it or clip it. Control it in the weakest, most inhumane pussy boy way you know how. Because we're kind of in a time where power isn't power. For the first time in hundreds of years, it isn't the strong that survive. It's the fucking sleazy that survives. It's not the strong that survives anymore. It's the fucking sleazy. Because there's no accountability. Because law has turned itself on itself to protect the masses, the evil, sleazy, the weak, the real weak. They use it to bend to their will. And they use it against you. And you're too dumb to realize it. Because ever since they got rid of Brian Flores, it set a precedent. It set a precedent. And since then, I mean, listen, when Flores was around here, and I'm not saying, oh, poor Flores, I miss him. I'm just saying, there was no doubt who the fucking leader was, right? There was no doubt who the fucking leader of that team is and was for everyone. Now, he didn't call the shots, but I'll be damned if they didn't follow him and he didn't lead. That's what I remember. Because you got to fucking do what the alpha says. Because if not, he going to alpha on you. Sit down. Sit. Got to do what the alpha said or he going to alpha on you. And since then, it's not only no leadership, but there's no, discipline. And now I get it. You think discipline and it's flags and shit like that, right? Team discipline. But that's not the discipline I'm talking about here. And, there's those Fangio things. Team players are playing too much and they don't take it serious enough. They're, staying out late and doing dumb shit. Well, just reported by ML Football, reputable, shout out to the homie ML Football on X. Great dude. Great freaking service he provides with information. There's a Dolphins player that's got some STDs passing around. Now, listen, it's a personal guy's personal business, right? But this has kind of happened before here lately, too. And along with what Fangio has said about the team, for a report of transmitted diseases going around and not telling chicks and some sleazy shit going on, that's a sign of leadership, dog. And there isn't any. There's no accountability. There's no leadership. There's no fucking discipline. Shout out to the homie, Michael K. El Crap is on fire. Must be back on the Bud Light. Don't drink Bud Light. You fuck. He just likes to donate that, so I have to read that. That's why he does it. He could have written that 1,000 times, but because he donated, now I have to read it. And it sits on there for a moment. Because that's how donations work, unless you're a dick. The precedent's been set, like I said. Because the real, true alpha was killed by a beta little bitch. And there ain't nothing left but a bunch of omegas leadershipless walking around. And it'd be one thing if they were, everything's left to the wolves. That ain't what they want either, right? Because the precedent's been set. Because it's being obviously led by beta energy. We're in trouble. We do have a problem. And it is internal. We don't have any tone setters, dude. We don't have guys that have the ability that when we're on the ropes as a football team to set the tone, to reset the deck, to say, whoa, have some fucking self-respect. You all are out here losing, and I ain't no goddamn loser. Y'all best get in. They fear him more than the loss. That's what it takes to win battle. Why do you think drill sergeants scream the way they do and treat Marines the way they do? Because when the shit's flying and there's nothing but explosions and bullets flying, they still hear that motherfucker. They still hear him. That's what leadership is. A lot of you guys just don't understand that. You don't get it. And if you're not understanding what I'm talking about, it's you I'm talking about. So listen, because this isn't what we're meant to be. It's not. It's not what we're meant to be. It's not what we really are. And that's kind of my point. We have forgotten. We're the motherfucking Miami Dolphins, bro. We're the motherfucking Miami Dolphins. That was a team, an organization, like Dan, would strike fear in opposing fan bases and opposing teams. Motherfuckers used to say, they used to go, oh fuck, Dolphins coming to town. You know them dogs was hungry. You knew that it was going to be a dog fight. And shout out to what Tony was saying earlier. You got to have people that like to hit, that like to hurt. They're not in it for the money or the fame. Fuck, they ain't even really in it for the goddamn victories. They're in it for the reckoning. They're in it because they're psychopaths on the field. I don't need a psychopath, really, but I need a guy that can go dead behind the eyes. That when he says to his players, we're fucking winning this fucking game, they all believe him. Because they don't want to be the one that lets them down. They don't want to be the one that fails that. Because deep down inside, they're scared of what the fucking repercussions are of failing a man that's dead behind the eyes saying, we're fucking going to win. And when they're looking across from the opposing team is looking at him and they're looking at the other guys, their will is like, listen, I'm going to have to fucking kill you or he's going to kill me. So you die. It's survival now. Jesus. Michael K. Nothing supports the pride movement like Aqua and Orange, you fuck. I got nothing. Back in the day, people respected the Dolphins. Feared us. Feared our offense. Feared our defense. Feared the guys on it. And you as a fan, you counted on it. You knew it. You didn't give a fuck who we were going against. You didn't give a shit what quarterback it was or what stats or what our win-to-loss history is. Give a fuck. That fan base was doing all that bullshit when they played us. They were like, oh, well, the stats tell us that, when the moon is over above in the sky during the day and the gravitational pull along this type of year in this environment with the dew rating of this and this, the Dolphins are best to be beaten on that Sunday. We're going to beat the Dolphins. That's the shit. We're like, motherfucker, shut the fuck up. We the Dolphins. We walk through bitches like you. We eat you. They feared us. And I'm not saying that, I haven't seen the dog out there before. I'm not saying that I haven't seen shit. I've even seen the Tua show the dog. Right? He's shown his dog out there. But the real dogs, that junkyard dog that you're scared of, you can have a dog that's strong and, could fight it, whatever, but to control an absolute psychopathic dog, its whole purpose is always going to show up to eat the other dog. Let that simmer for a second. What I'm trying to tell you is that the real fucking badasses, they show up when someone else thinks they're the badass. When you play Patrick Mahomes, that's when the dog's like, oh, fuck yeah, I'm actually going to get me a meal tonight. I've been barely surviving on all these snacks up until this point. Ain't nothing but chewing on my bone, waiting for a real fucking treat. Something I can really get up for. Y'all thought I was getting up before, just walking through. This is where I've really been ready. I've been waiting for this minute. A real psychopath. A real monster. Wandering the field, just... dead behind the eyes. Now what are we, Dolphins fans? We are a finesse football team. And you know why? Do you know why we're a finesse football team? We're a finesse football team because we're a finesse fan base. We are a finesse franchise and fan base. Me included. I've been victim to it as well. The media certainly included. They've become complacent with the hype. All of us. We've become complacent in the hype and not the real. We become complacent. The media is super complicit in all this. And not just, the big time media, but, local media, small media, even this media. Because guess what? The hype pay money, dog. The hype pay money. When NFL Good Morning Football is talking about your team and, they're like, oh, did you see the records? And don't get me wrong, dog, I was enjoying the game too. I enjoyed the win as well. But a lot of these things, they juice it up because they've got financial deal. It's easy to talk sweet on things. It really is. It's easy to troll, too, on the other side of that, right? But I ain't a fucking troll, dog. I ain't trolling. I'm being real as fuck. It's easy to ride the, get the clickbait, put Tua Tagovailoa or Mike McDaniel puff piece videos up and, do stuff like that. And listen, I do. I got a fucking thing I'm trying to run here. You know what I'm saying? I'll never get the tens of thousands subscribers and find a way to, make some money and not lose my ass in this shit if I don't play the fucking hype game too. We all do. It's part of it. That ain't why I started this bitch, though. When I started it, it was about a few things. It was first and foremost about taking the quiet part of the fan base, the part that I know that hears what I'm talking about in this dog conversation, in this Dolphins soft conversation, in this internal issues conversation, that understand what I'm talking about, that know exactly what the fuck I'm saying. Because personally, I know you're the majority. And I know that the majority of this part of the fan base, look, that probably spend a lot more money than the average fan. They're not on YouTube. They're not on Twitter. They're not. They're not doing that shit. And I wish they would, because really, that's the reason I started this show, is to give them the quiet voice that is the silent majority, as people would say, the megaphone. That's what I want. I want them to have the louder voice. And the other reason I started this is accountability. And I think that goes hand in hand to the silent voice that I'm talking about. They're piping up more and more. But for far too long, Dolphins fans, our way in which to show accountability to the fan base as true fans was to show our displeasure by not partaking, by not going to the games, not buying the gear, not watching, whatever it was that we're doing. Meanwhile, they pivoted to just find new fucking dumb fucks to sell their bullshit to. They found a softer fan base. They found a way to push the hype and the bullshit of the media machine. And not even need to get results. Only need to just push the hype. And because we've allowed this is why it's our fault. And this is what this program is kind of about, is about my own personal accountability, because I felt like, there was a time I was super into the Dolphins and I took my eye off the fucking ball because the team had disappointed me so much. And when I came back to the team, I was all hyped up, found a bunch of people and shit like that. And I looked around and I was like, yo, y'all are just buying this bullshit? Like, what happened to us being the team, us being the voice, us demanding more out of this football team and unanimously on the fucking same page about it? Like, this team fucking sucks. Like, get this shit together, or this ain't gonna work, or don't do that. And when they didn't, when they did the opposite, we voiced our displeasure. Just like, and I hate to say it because in hindsight, it was it might have been a better choice. Who the fuck knows? But when we took Jake Long over fucking what's his name, Brady Quinn. Now who knows what Brady Quinn would have been as a Dolphin? But like shit like that, right? The entirety of the fan base was like, "Ah, what the fuck? You fucking idiots! We had a shot to get a quarterback. What? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not say, or the Matt Ryan situation, right? Sorry, guys, it was Matt Ryan. My fault. Fucking idiots. I don't know why I said it, but my point is, like, we were all on the same page on that, and they were like, "No, just wait, you'll see." And not that long wasn't good, and yada, yada, yada. You know, whatever. That's right. It was Brady Quinn with Ted Ginn and vice versa. Again, the fan base unanimously were on the same page. We've allowed this media hype machine from the NFL, from the small beat writers, to convince us that relevance is the same, equal to, as winning? As winning? Being able, like, and I get it, dude. Like, it was like a thing, right? I would search through, we would get the Palm Beach Post at the house. And we would search through, and just the one little Dolphins article written in the offseason, I was like, oh, fuck yeah, I finally got something. You know? You would grab you'd get the Sun Sentinel, you get you know what I'm saying? Like, he would pick up old fucking papers to look for something you missed because you didn't have the subscription or didn't know anybody who had it. Like, you did whatever you could. This is before the fucking internet. And then the internet, and like, you know, you find these, I mean, shit, I made this because there wasn't still enough. And now there's so much, right? And we've kind of, it's okay. It's good, I think. But it's our fault that you play into the hype. And I got to do it too, man. But you lose yourself along the way. And I'm not going to allow them to divide my core beliefs of what this is, with the bullshit numbers and the stats, all the shit they throw out there for us to argue amongst ourselves with. Like, we can argue, we can have healthy conversations and all this stuff, but I'm here to remind us who we are. I'm here to hand out red pills. That's the goal. That's always been the goal for this program. To not just, you know, strive to remain as objective as you can, but also know when it's good time to throw objectivity to the fucking wind. To say, yo, you're not wrong for how you see it, but you're wrong in how you're not understanding it. You can take these statistics and you can take these whatevers, but I just want to let you guys know that, you know, it's kind of a slippery slope in some ways too. When you start saying things like, well, Tua was an MVP consideration late in the season 2 years in a row. I want to fucking drop kick you when you say some dumb shit like that. And then, because you know what's next after that statement? You then want to recite all of these accolades. Well, he had this last year and this year. Last year, if he didn't get injured, he was on pace doing this. This year, he averaged that all year long. It's like, bitch, I don't give a fuck what the motherfucker averaged. I don't give a fuck what this team did scoring on offense earlier in the year so lopsided that later in the year putting up 7 points averaged out to being pretty good, even though you got the fuck beat out of you by teams that are good teams. And you got the fuck beat out of you because all these statistics and all this window dressing and all this bullshit is that, dog. It's fucking bullshit. Because the only thing that truly matters in football at any level, Pop Warner, high school, college, fucking pros. Who the fuck's got the bigger goddamn dog in the fight? It's just like old-time gladiator times, bro. How many of y'all seen that movie with Brad Pitt where he plays Achilles and shit? What the fuck was the name of that movie? Troy. How many of y'all seen that movie, Troy? Two big, gigantic fucking battle fucking warriors all show up. Two fucking kings are about to throw down, dog. And everybody in this bitch gonna fight to the death. But, you know what else we could do? My baddest motherfucker take on your baddest motherfucker right now. My dog gonna kill your dog. And if we got to, we're all gonna fight to the death anyhow. And each of those warriors are sitting there going, yeah, you know, we got the real dog. But only one's going to come out alive. It's the same premise, same result in all battle. Because I remember, and I've said this a couple times now. How many times did I say this to you guys in this season with the losses, after the season? Just a fucking couple days ago. When the Dolphins are on the ropes. When the Dolphins haven't got an answer, right? Who's the guy stepping up? Where's the leader? Where's the dog? Who's going to step up? Who's going to... And you know, listen. Typically it helps if it's your quarterback, right? Doesn't have to be. Joe Flacco was not a fucking dog. Motherfucker has some dog moments, but he wasn't no dog. Ray Lewis was that dog. Ed Reed was the silent dog. But when the Ravens were winning their Super Bowls back with that team, Ravens didn't win this Super Bowl, did they? And you know what? As great of an athlete phenom that I believe Jackson is, Lamar Jackson, I don't see that killer in him either. I haven't seen it. And you know what? I don't think he's got it. That's crazy for me to say. I thought he had it. But I don't see that. I don't see that psychopath murder. I don't see. Where the fuck Kobe at, dog? Where Kobe? That's what you need on the football field. That's why he was so great. He wasn't the most talented. He didn't have the most God-given gifts. He wasn't a phenom like fucking Jordan or, you know, an absolute Adonis of a fucking lab-made body as James is. But I promise you this, you put him one-on-one against either one of those motherfuckers at any point, mano-y-mano, prime of the career, that son of a bitch is going in there with the... You're going to have to fucking kill him. You're going to have to kill him. First of all, James would give up against either one of them. Jordan versus Kobe one-on-one, winner take all for the great. There's two dead bodies on that fucking court, dog. There's 2 dead bodies on that court. They'll never go. Where the fuck is that, bro? Where the fuck is that on my team? You need that. You need that. Jesus Christ. Fucking Michael K. Too much. It's got to be better from us first. We got to... there's Dolphins fans just fighting back and forth. We need to extend Tua. It's the right play. Fuck Tua. You need to trade him. Like, trading him. All right, well, it depends. Somebody gives you a ridiculously retarded amount, trade, fucking awesome. That ain't what's going to happen, right? You know that. Ain't nobody backing up the fucking draft picks, Brinks truck to the Dolphins to get Tua. They're just not. And that ain't even a viable option because it's not one. Paying him because it saves you fucking cap space and blah, 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 blah. And you might very well pay him more. That ain't no fucking dog mentality, Doug. It's just not. There's just no leadership, bro. We shouldn't pay him. Shouldn't pay Tua. Color. Should make him ride out his 5th-year option to see if he can find his fucking dog. Because everybody got the dog in them, right? You see your fucking child being hurt. You see your wife being attacked. Well, I don't know, man. There's plenty of you fucking slack-jawed, fucking vitamin-deficient pussies that are walking around that, yeah, you do nothing. You don't do nothing. You're too afraid of getting hurt yourself. I can think of a guy, I just seen the video. Now, I get it. This guy was a total fucking piece of shit. He punched this dude's wife right in the face. It was some fucking, type of road rage incident. They're parked at the red light, and the guy gets out, and he's yelling at them, and, the wife smacks the hat off the dude, and the guy decks her in the face. And the husband, he ain't out. He didn't get decked in the face. He didn't hit the guy. He didn't do nothing. Like, even though you're a fat little pussy boy, how you gonna let this motherfucker punch your old lady in the face? Like, I'd be dead. My old lady punched in the face, I'm dead. Because I fight to the death for that. Because I don't give a fuck about dying. Because I got what's known as fucking pride. Fuck death. I want to live with myself. How you gonna live with your fucking self? And the fact that you can, you're the fucking problem. You're the fucking problem. And it's that type of shit. Pay Tua because it's going to help with money. That's the fucking shit. What the hell? You're too scared to take a fucking risk. You're back as a caveman, living in your fucking cave, being a bitch. You are. It sucks. And I'm here to red pill you. I'm here to wake you up. I'm here to fucking help you figure out what you really are. Because you ain't got no fucking idea. And if that's what you really are, then again, you're the fucking problem. You're the guy that lets his old lady get punched in the face because you're too scared to get punched in yours. You're a bitch, bro. Did you hear what I just said? You're a guy who lets his old lady get punched in the face and does nothing about it because you're too scared of getting punched in yours. Shit, it ain't that fucking hard. Oh, but you ain't been punched in the face before? Like, damn, dog. Shit, live a little, motherfucker. Live a little. Live a little. Have we dissolved into such a soft species that it wasn't that long ago that motherfuckers were like, hey, there's land out on that sea somewhere. There was a time in this human existence where they would look out at the vast ocean and go, There's fucking land out there somewhere. I'm gonna go look for it just aimlessly, right? Like, holy shit! Like, those were real fucking badasses. Now, now, now you're this soft, pudgy little bitch that lets his old lady get punched in the face. Doesn't even get punched in his face because you don't want to know what that feels like. Go read your fucking statistics. Go, go take your fucking vitamins, first of all. And, get yourself a little lap dog that, you cut the voice box out and it's never known a day in its life to have anything other than being a fucking gender fluid neutral fucking sack that you carry to fuck around. And cut your own balls off while you're at it. You already have. You're fucking walking around neutered, bro. This is for you ladies, too. Because I'm sorry, guys. They always got these women that are... I mean, fuck, dude. Oh, man. I'm going to get myself canceled. I keep going on this. I'm going to get myself canceled. I just want you guys to hear the truth, man. What is Sea Devil saying? Yeah, Dolphinaire. I did come out on some beast mode, dog. Dang. It is. Makes me sick too, buddy. I'm sure he does, Scorpion. Drink that boy soy milk. Sucks, guys. Because it's not, there's something misconceived or misinterpreted in what I'm saying here. You don't have to be fucking Superman. Nobody's invincible. Certainly nobody's perfect. But we've lost our way, Dolphins fans. We have slowly but surely allowed the same thing that's infecting everything all over this country, a shame of what we really are. When's the last time anybody's watched that movie, Fight Club? When's the last time anybody's watched that movie? Brad Pitt has a great saying in that movie. Now, granted, this is a guy that has split personality disorder and, kind of hit some form of midlife crisis and started a fight club. It's a great movie. But, yeah, we don't talk about fight clubs. I'm fucking up right now, but it is what it is. And somebody come fight me about it. How about that? But, he goes, we're just a soft pussy generation that, has no war, has no strife, and we're growing up with all this pent up aggression. And the Fight Club was something that they put together, right? And it was really just a breaking point of just what has come against our nature. And we see it happening all over. I mean, shit, dude. This team, this sport, this country, politics, all this shit, dude. And there's always a calamity If everything went the way they wanted, it would come back around again, and typically it's bad as fuck. Right? This team, this sport is just another domino falling in a bigger picture that I think we got to do whatever we can to save it, dude. Can't allow these weaker people that hold all of today's measure of power dictate the reality of things, because it's like an oppression, right? You can, take the rich few who can hire a couple of the strong to oppress its own people, right? They can buy the media, they can pay the biggest and strongest of us to join them and oppress us. But that only goes for so long and so far, but till they're throwing them from their towers. They're, there's a St. Valentine's Day massacre type situation. It can only go on for so long. Excuse me. Wow. And you can watch the movie Gangs of New York and kind of see exactly what I'm talking about. But just to brush it on a little history lesson of a little bit, is that, it's kind of like what we see going on. Like, the rich use the poor to then oppress use the poor to oppress the majority for them to suckle all of the remainder of the power, and until they fester until the majority leaves, they go on somewhere else, they get as far away as they can, then it's just left with the super rich and everyone else has nothing. And then that nothing is exactly that. Once you have nothing to lose. So then you said, well, what are they going to do? Kill me? I'm fucking dead anyhow. I have nothing. I can't eat. I can't whatever. And this team is, this organization is, squeezing it to nothing. It's like this fan base is turning into AI. Like, someone's talking out there, but are they real? You know what I'm saying? If they are real, is that even really their thought? Are they controlling the narrative all the way up and down? Even if it is their thought, is it truly theirs? Are they just not parroting something they heard somewhere else that in turn was the plan all along? Because I'll tell you what, Dolphins fans, we had it right. We've been had it right. We've been had it right. We've been had it right with our expectations. For us playing into our emotions and having them be heard. Not the, oh, come on, guys. Give them a chance. Oh, come on. Nah, fuck all that. We're pissed. Now, if he proves us wrong, great. But not that I was proven right proves me wrong, right? So, because the Dolphins didn't get Matt Ryan and got Long instead. Long never won a Super Bowl. Well, neither did Matt Ryan. So, because Matt Ryan never really truly worked out, you were wrong for feeling that way. No, I fucking wasn't. Because your shit didn't work out either, motherfucker. And if we went the way we were all supposed to go, who's to say it wouldn't have? You're only saying it would have never because it didn't work out somewhere else. You're not proving yourself right by me being proved. You're not proving me wrong by nobody being right. You're still proving yourself wrong too. They're just trying to one-up you in that. It's this weird paradigm of excuses made by the organization to combat you in the division they see that they're not controlling, from the division from the narrative they want to control. They don't mind us being divided. They just don't want us divided against them. And so how do you control the many as a few? You pit them against each other. And how do you do that? I give you dumb bullshit statistics that don't amount to 0 fucking Super Bowls and let you argue about that. I take the things that are reality about the motherfucker who just won the Super Bowl and say, hey, I know this guy don't look like him at all. He can't throw the ball like him. He can't play the game like him. I know this running back doesn't look like him at all. Whatever the case may be. But here's all of his good resume that he lied on for you. That's the shit, dog. And I'm not saying this is, people want to just make this about a Tua thing, because this ain't got fuck all to do with Tua. It's got to do with the fan base not fucking remembering who and what we are and what the fucking goal is. Tua is just an easy example to make because it's one extreme that I can measure him against, and that's the GOAT right now, and that's fucking Patrick Mahomes. It's easy to point at that and give the examples because I can't go any further into detail than any more than I already have on the examples trying to put it together. I've fucking quoted a couple of movies. I've used dogs. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck else? You guys don't get it. Well, TJ, if you are, you need to share. That's the rule here at the Fins Tailgate. If you got some of that, I need some too. Anyhow. I don't know how else to put it, guys. Because rather than us being mad about the failures and saying these are failures we deserve, want, and salute, homie, deserve, want, and expect better, and us all agree. No one said Tua sucks, he's a piece of shit. There has been, but, you know, that's not what it is. What pisses me off is when I say that and then start going through the failures of things and you want to combat it with some bullshit fucking year stat, some bullshit, right? You know, I'll give you a perfect example, right? I was scrolling through X and the Jets showed, I don't know, they're all pros that they had on their team. And they're like, this is a jersey, this is an all-pro jersey. It was like some saying and shit like that. And I'm thinking, these guys are fucking taking a victory lap because they had all-pro players on a fucking abysmal season. I get it, you're supposed to have this, but their fans, they're cucking you. They're going, ooh, look at what I have. You know, they're showing you a nip slip while never, you know, giving it up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, y'all are fucking stupid. You're stupid. You're not seeing the game being played on you. And you're fucking, not only do you not see the game, but you are complicit in being a pawn in your own demise. You're fucking, it sucks, dude. Like, what the fuck? Oh, man. Johnny Sauces. Oh, man. I think, listen, when we upgrade the hardware system here in the next couple weeks, Johnny Sauces will be back. I promise. But I just had to come on here and really just, and I hope people go back and watch this. I hope a lot of you do, because there's a lot that I went over and talked about in this episode. pointing out, being truthful, being honest. And, I'll do my best to not get caught up in the hype as often as I keep it real. Because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep it 1,000. I'm going to tell you how it is. I'm going to be happy when it's shit to be happy. And when it's time to be mad, I'm going to be that too. I'm not going to serve you up some fucking soft serve fucking lukewarm garbage bullshit from these fucking pricks because they want to sell you the hype train. I'm just not going to get down like that. It's going to hurt the overall fucking growth of the program, but dog, we had 6,000 now in 2 years. You could suck it. We're going to put together the real fan base around here. And when the fucking when it's time to be real, we're going to be there. So, hit the like button on the way out, guys. Leave a comment at the end of the video. Let me know your thoughts. I like responding to the comments at the end. I like reading them, seeing you guys. I can't catch everybody's comments in the live feed. So when the video's over and the comment board comes up that you can put at the end of the video, make sure to put something in there and stuff like that. I like reading them and shit. So, hit the like button, share the video, subscribe if you're new. See you guys next time. Fins up.